Y'all know it's B4 reaction on my for life is out there. Hope you guys having a blessed day. Make sure you subscribe and that notification bell so you don't miss an upload. Now you got Simple Michelle and her friends talking about the situation, the allegations with CJ So Cool, and also Lexi, who decided to butt in as always. And we're just gonna get right into the video. Let's get right into this.
For whatever reason, he won't accept it from you.
Somebody should have been with the jail if you ask me.
Yep, yep, absolutely,
You know what I mean?
absolutely,
But it took this right here to
absolutely,
finally put the final nail in the coffin, I guess. So,
absolutely. Well, yeah, Destiny spoke on that. She was like, something should have been done when she accused Kamari of doing that shit.
yeah.
But now that it's him, they on top of it. But
Yeah, that's kind of bad. But
I digress.
yeah, I digress as well. Yeah.
Right.
Uh,
But yeah, they
I want to speak on that because I think a lot of people don't understand the way the law works because maybe they never been in a situation where they with the law. See, when you have dealt with the law and been in situations where you end up in court and how things got dismissed, you kind of understand how things work. Like I said before, I'm not here to pick sides. That's not my job. I'm here to give my perspective. I'm not going to condemn someone and I'm not going to ignore someone's claims. Now, you do have a child in the mix. Like I said, I have daughters. I'm never going to just set aside what my daughter says. But we have to look at the situation and we have to understand what's going on. Now, at the end of the day, cases can be reopened, mediation can be reopened, just like when you get a divorce, right? And you do your parenting plan. Even after you guys came to an agreement or the judge had to literally force the agreement, you still can go get paperwork from the courthouse and change the parenting plan. You can also go to the courthouse, and if you feel like there's a threat or anything like that, you can do a temporary restraining order if there's evidence. And if you can provide that evidence, that judge will grant you a temporary restraining order and they will come question, does say that individual. That does happen day in and day out. I don't know why people act like maybe they never been in that situation before. So they don't understand. But when you have been through that situation, and you know other people that have been through it and you have seen it with your own eyes, you understand that when something is said like that, believe me, it's just not going to being investigated does not mean you're guilty. If that was the case, it'd be a 99.9% success rate when it comes to convictions. Somebody right now can go say something about you that doesn't mean it's true. They can go to the police station and the detective can have it, have the paperwork and everything. But they're not going to make any moves unless they have probable cause. We still have to look at the nature of it. I don't agree with neither. I look at from an unbiased perspective.
on top of it, it was just a trip to see Lexi speaking on that shit and the stuff that she was saying. I was like, whoa. They spoke on stuff that hadn't even been on the internet yet.
Golden Crust Patties just got cheesy.
Yeah, but like I was saying before, a person can bring up something all day long. It just depends.
yeah, I'm just like, all I can do is just sit back and watch, and you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a mess. It's a mess. I say that time and time and time again. People been stepping on people like they carpet, like they doormat
Mm-hmm.
forever, and now this is what it comes to. If you hadn't let it got this far out of hand, nipped it in the bud in the first place, you wouldn't be here right now with
Would
this.
not.
You know,
Would not.
but like again, you can't tell nobody what to do. So
And what they say, you make your bed, you
you
lay
make
in
your
that
bed hard.
motherfucker.
You the one got to lie in it. That's
Yeah,
right. Okay,
yeah.
Cameron. Okay.
But the one good thing about that, he brought him to Jesus.
Hmm.
He brought him to Jesus, though. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So,
That's one thing I do not agree with. It did not bring him to Christ. It brought him to how can I say, a way to kind of gaslight a situation. That's why it's kind of iffy. When it comes down to CJ So Cool, it's just strange to me that he finally decided to get baptized, coerce, or literally just pay a pastor to say he's anointed at this specific time. That's why on both ends, it's just a little bit, like I said, to me, it's just not enough information on both sides to just be like, oh, this is that. Nah. And nobody is an investigator, nobody is a lawyer, nobody has accolades that will even deem such thing. There's nobody can literally say, man, I cracked this case. It doesn't work like that. You got to just let it play out at the end of the day. You know, and I know a lot of people are comparing that situation with that other guy and that CMR. He lived in a house currently, or right before he was arrested or whatever the case may be. And that happened fast. Right when that girl said that, they came to his ass with the quickness. Because that's really how it usually happens. It's really fast. They will come question you. They will talk to that child one on one. The police will literally talk to that child one on one, pull that child to the side. They will tell you to step outside of the house and they will talk to that child. That's how it works. They will even talk to the other people in your home just to make sure that the stories, corroborate with each other. You got to really look at every detail, and that's really what it is. Uh, and it's just to me, like I said, it's not enough information to condemn someone or to play like you the judge. Like I said before, I'm not going to falsely accuse someone. That's one of the 10 commandments. Do not bear false witness. You don't do that. Another thing is too, I'm not going to discredit because the Bible even talks about whoever offends these little ones. You don't want to offend a child or neglect a child or provoke a child. So, in my understanding, I would say you got to just be careful, and how you use your words because you don't ever want to put yourself in a predicament where you look crazy and you look like you don't know what you're talking about. Like I said, anybody can go right now and claim something about you. And I'm just saying, this is just for generalization. Anybody can go claim something about you and they can open up an investigation. That does not mean you're guilty. See, that's the problem with a lot of people. They just jump the gun. And this is all allegations. This is all for entertainment purposes only. That's all I'm gonna say on that matter.
Yeah, yeah,
I've
yeah.
been hitting him in them comments like, okay, CJ, you done got baptized, you done gave your life to Christ. You do realize that you cannot get to the Father without having forgiveness. You
Hmm.
better
You
forgive.
better wake that up, Tasha. You
I
better wake
always tell him that in the comments.
that.
Always.
When
Forgiveness.
somebody was saying that he need to get on his channel and speak about it, and I'm like, there's nothing for him to speak about. All he need to do is talk to his lawyer and let him handle the rest. There's nothing to
Mhm.
speak about. Let the lawyer handle it because
Uh,
they can.
I don't agree with a lot of shit that simple Michelle may say because she wasn't even a prominent figure in none of her kids. And sometimes she is out of line, just like Lexi be out of line. Lexi be jumping in when she don't really truly know the situation, haven't been around in a sense when they were together, when all the kids were around. She never really had the chance to experience that. But like I said before, though, that is a smart thing for them to say to CJ. Yeah, just talk to your lawyer. Don't say anything that will implement yourself. Another thing is, if those claims too, as well with Jalea, you got to make sure that that investigator, when he comes talk to you, and whatever the case may be, you be as transparent as possible. But at the end of the day, that's why people don't understand. Just because a case is closed does not mean you can't go back to that parenting plan and actually feel unsafe with your other children being around them. Imagine if your child was in that predicament and your other children are going back over there. You can do something about it. I love when people say you can't do nothing about it because at the end of the day, I know plenty of people that have put temporary restraining orders on people, especially due to those types of allegations. Oh, yes, they will conduct it very fast. But a lot of people think because they ain't never been. Where have they ever been in that situation that they can even speak on it? They ain't never been in that situation. They looking from the outside looking in, like they actually was a part of that. And that's what kind of just baffles me. I'm bewildered. I'm lethargic. It doesn't. I'm looking at it like what? But at the end of the day, like I said before, it's just on both ends. It's hard. I don't pick sides. I ain't on nobody's side. I'm on the truth side. It's always his story, her story, and the truth. The truth ain't no either side going to say, because guess what? Everybody has their own personal interests, their own biases, right? Nobody's going to speak truthfully. That's why you need a court proceeding. That's why you need lawyers. That's why you need litigators. You need people that can come in and actually get it out of the person. You need an investigator that can piece it all together and look at everything from timelines to how somebody responded, to when you responded, to how it all of a sudden occurred, to what occurred during that time frame, what was the process in which you were living, how they were living. You know, all those things add up in the end. And let me tell you something, we gonna find the truth regardless. We gonna find out the truth. And if he did it, he gonna pay for it. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But if he didn't do it, then guess what? Everybody that said he did it, it's gonna look crazy on them. It's gonna be hard to trust anybody's word who just blindly followed everybody and said he did it. It's gonna be hard for people to trust your word. Because my thing is, if you can go that far and that thing go left and you literally was co-signing it, boy, it's gonna look bad. It's gonna look terrible. I mean, it's gonna look terrible. That's why I always say, if you want to be on truth side, don't ever condense it. Just put all the facts together, speak in general, and don't just be, oh, this is what it is. You speak objectively, not subjectively. And that's how I look at life. But at the end of the day, it's wild.
And do it better.
TNT said they was building up a case and evidence. They've been had a case and evidence. They've been TNT. There's been so much stuff going on, but
Another thing is this. If you know in 2018, right, this is how I look at it. You knew that the CPS workers came over to speak on a situation that occurred with Jalea that was inappropriate. I would never look past that with my child. Because if I know that, oh, she didn't say anything because she was afraid, right? Because he said this, that, and the third. If I would have known the CPS worker came over and questioned it, and because somebody saw something on the internet, from that point on, that would have been we would have had to have a sit down as a family. Something would have had to be revealed, because I ain't moving past that point. We ain't gonna talk about nothing else. We ain't got ish to talk about, and that's gonna be it. We ain't moving past it. But a lot of people got to understand that. That's why when I look at it in its totality, it's things on both sides, and you not God. You don't have the ability. And the Bible even tells you that the righteous man can judge up all things. You know who the righteous man is? The righteous man is the one that follows the law, statute, commandments of God. The righteous man is the one that knows to continuously push the word of God and obey the Ten Commandments, to make sure that he's testing every spirit, not just believe. Remember, the Bible even tells you that the simple believe anything. Make sure that you stay focused, you understand, and you're discerning exercise. And the Bible tells you to exercise your gifts, exercise discernment, so you can look at things from an unbiased perspective. But like I said before, this situation is way out of hand. I just hope, number one, I don't even want it to have been, because I don't want Jalea to have to go through that. I don't want her to have to deal with that mental trauma, number one. And then number two, you don't want somebody to just be falsely accused. But then if he did do it, then guess what? You're going to have to reap what you sow at the end of the day. Now, let me know what you guys think about in the comments. And I'm up.